Welcome to our channel. Today we are going to dive into the world of royal intrigues and scandals that shook Denmark. King Frederik is the figure everyone is talking about. Since his coronation, he's been on the front pages of the newspapers. But what is really going on behind the walls of the royal palace? Why are the Danes increasingly unhappy with their monarch? From a visit to Madrid to raising his own allowance, it seems that every move Frederik makes brings new waves of outrage. Today, we'll break down the details and try to understand what's behind these high-profile headlines. Let's find out together what's going on in the Danish royal family and how it affects the country and its people. If the King of Denmark already had a very important place in the mainstream media, the interest in the monarch and his family has increased even more since his coronation. Undoubtedly, his every move is scrutinized and the Danes have him in their crosshairs. Ever since the popularity of the Danish monarchy waned due to the visit of his son Margrethe to his wife Mary in Madrid, Frederik has devoted himself to showing through events and various outings that there is nothing wrong with his marriage and that everything has remained just a horrible anecdote. In fact, he almost owes his proclamation as king to this meeting with his ex-wife Cayetano Martinez in Madrid, where he spent the night thousands of kilometers away from his home. The country's press reported that this prompted the Queen's imminent decision to abdicate. 5 months after being proclaimed king, Frederik was again at the center of controversy with one of his last decisions in Parliament. He increased his allowance. The king has many reasons to smile, but above all it is that his economy will grow exponentially. If Maria's husband is happier these days, he has good reason to be. He has been given a salary increase of DKK 17 million EUR 4.5 million on top of the amount he was already receiving before he became the head of the crown of the Scandinavian country, writes the Danish publication. This salary increase means that Frederik will now receive a total of 143 million kroner a year, or about 37 million euros, a decision that once again puts the King of Denmark in the spotlight. The aforementioned media said that the Danish people are angry and fed up. In fact, according to a poll conducted by another Danish tabloid, almost half of the country's residents, 48%, strongly disagree or mostly disagree with the measure. This is not the first time Frederik has faced such controversy. Frederik has been in the spotlight more than once because of renting out a house they own in Switzerland. The fact is that the royals rented it through a well-known app for a week for a modest price of up to 8,000 euros. A luxurious house that they paid for from their state allowance. The royal expert also said a few months ago that the population is tired of the fact that Frederik has not yet done anything important. In fact, he points to the increase in his salary since he came to the throne because, according to him, the king has become even more greedy because now the 3 monarchs have their own personal expenses. King Frederik of Denmark continues to be the focus of both local and international media attention. Since his coronation, interest in the monarch and his family has only increased, but not always in a positive way. The recent increase in his state allowance has caused a wave of discontent among the population, as evidenced by polls showing that almost half of Danes do not support the measure. Frederik has already faced criticism on several occasions, from the scandal surrounding his son Margrethe's visit to his wife Mary in Madrid to renting a luxury home in Switzerland. Experts and ordinary citizens have expressed disappointment that the king has not yet performed meaningful deeds and accused him of greed. Frederik has a long way to go to regain the trust and respect of his subjects. Raising his state allowance at a time when many Danes are struggling economically only makes matters worse. The king needs to focus on real actions and initiatives that will benefit the country and the people to prove his loyalty and competence as a monarch. Otherwise, his reign risks remaining in history as a period of scandal and discontent.